J-Bay's famous wave is super tubes. We've got boneyards out the front. Today's a pretty big deal for us.
It's making all my dreams come true. Can't believe I'm about to surf J-Bay.
You can't be surfing these waters without your shark pants.
With Nandji 2 safely tied up to a mooring in the protection of the all-weather anchorage of the Knysna Lagoon, we've utilised our time to explore the garden route by land. Hiring a car, we drove backwards from where we had just sailed from to go on safari on the Scotia Safaris private reserve near Port Elizabeth. We came face to face with wild lions, and it was one of the most craziest experiences yet here in South Africa. Conveniently, the game reserve happens to be close by to the world-famous surf destination of Jeffreys Bay. Just a coincidence, of course. With the potential opportunity to surf a wave I have dreamed of and watched for years, the temptation is too much to drive past this iconic place.
There's the house. There's the wave. Welcome to the beach shack. We're just a little bit too far away from the beach in Knysna, so we've got a little beach shack here. Come and check it out. It's actually a 3-bedroom apartment. All this space, big beautiful bar. It's got a shower here, toilet, vanity. The main bedroom, double bed, ocean views, big beautiful living open space. Back here's another bedroom.
Hey, that's fine.
Is that your room? Did I show your room? Why have you got your toothbrush? Ta-da!
Turn around, tell me about your room.
Where's your bed?
Alright, cool, good job.
Down this way. Oh, we've got the big, beautiful kitchen, big fridge, lots of cooking. There's another room as well with ocean views, lots of windows, and an ensuite in through here. So, ta-da! The best part about it is this. J-Bay's famous wave is super tubes. We've got boneyards out the front here, and then super tubes, and all the way down the coast is like the world famous wave. So we're literally right out the front with a little staircase down to the beach. It's just epic. All right, well, it's beach time. Yosh is already out there getting a couple of waves.
Very cute, your outfit.
J-Bay.
Surf boneyards, not quite the pump and super tubes we're after, but
You're warming up, aren't you?
we're warming up, we're getting our bearings. So with the help of our guide from Scotia, Philip, he hooked us up with this pretty sick accommodation, Durkee Stream, which is right here at Boneyards. Boneyards is the very top of Jeffreys Bay Wave. So when it's pumping, it'll go from Boneyards for the next 2 kilometres all the way down to the coast. So amazing spot, you know, like absolutely stunning. So stoked we got to stay here. If you do want to stay here, we'll put a link in the description down below. This is the epitome of where you want to stay for J-Bay. Here and at Supers, this is where it's all going on, and to have that upstairs joint that's just looking out. You know, I woke up this morning, lying in bed, I saw a wave, I'm gonna put my wetsuit on. Like, it's absolutely perfect. So I've just been surfing out the front of Boneyards, so amazing.
Whilst Yosh loves his surfing, there's more to Jeffreys Bay than just waves. With a long, beautiful beach to explore at the bottom of the bay, we learnt also from our guide at Scotia of the Featherfoot horse riding. It was always a dream of mine growing up to have a horse, so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to ride with Tallulah.
Nice hill, mate. You gonna go trot? Good work, horse rider. Yeah, cowboy. You ready, cowboy? Cowgirl, yeah, cowgirl. On the blocks.
Job, Lola.
Say hello, Teddy.
Teddy Pat.
Go, Teddy. Have fun.
This was Tallulah's first ever horse ride, and she settled into the motion of the big Clydesdale horse slowly walking along. We started in suburbia and headed for the beach. Just like a car ride or a long dinghy ride, the gentle motion of Teddy the horse walking along had Tallulah struggling to keep her eyes open. Not the easiest place to have a nap.
That was epic, riding on the beach with the horse. Tallulah loved it. It's so beautiful, such a fun activity. So if you are in Jeffreys Bay, check out Featherfoot Horses. They've got heaps of horses and it's a really beautiful, beautiful way to see the beach. Our mate up here messaged that someone up here is getting a 3-second barrel. And so there must be waves. There's waves on the bay at Seal Point. So we've driven down to Seal Point. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. You're kidding me.
And there's not many people in the water either. Nearly forgot. You can't be surfing these waters without your shark pants. Yeah, small and slow, but when the set camel was good, but I think the tide needs to drop a lot more and then it'd be pretty pumping, but it's a sick one.
Anyway, you got your legs wet?
Got a fix.
Yeah. Is this what it is, hey?
Yeah, I ended up just paddling in. As a set wave can come through.
We got stuff to do, hey?
Stuff to do.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Yosh wanted to stay longer in jbay, but I don't think this will be our last trip here, as the small summertime swell didn't quite produce what he was after. It was time to get back to Knysna and Nandji too, as we had a very special event that had been a couple of weeks in the making.
So if you look here, this is where Bonitas Paddleboard used to be. At some point sailing from Reunion to Madagascar, I think that was the passage, we took a wave on the side and yeah, no more paddleboard. Bonita loves her paddleboard. When we first bought OG Nandji, that was like the very first thing that we got was a paddleboard for Bonita. So we bought the boat and then we bought a paddleboard. It was a hard fiberglass board and we've decided now if we get another hard board, we're probably going to rip it off the side again. So we've decided to enter into the world of blow-up paddleboards. But this one's a little bit different.
This is an ESUP by Sipperboard, so it's an electric stand-up paddleboard.
Definitely influenced by me.
Yeah. You know those days when you go supping one way with the wind and then you turn around and realise you have to paddle back again? Maybe not with this one.
Yeah, that's it. It's unique in the way that we don't actually have to pump it up because it's self-inflating. Whilst the electric motor is good for lazy paddlers like myself, the extra safety that the electric propulsion adds to your experience is priceless. There she inflates. Sometimes here in the Knysna Lagoon at full moon and spring tides, the current can flow at over 3 knots. That is a challenging current to paddle against, but not with the assistance of the electric motor. As the board is self-inflating via its own power supply, it is always at the optimum pressure when inflated. Stage 1 complete. Drop the motor in the hole. Let's fully inflate. And we're off to play. Then when finished, it can deflate and packs away neatly in this carry bag so we can be stowed. Great for people on sailboats, just like us. Chuck your leash on. Watertight.
Today's a pretty big deal for us. We're doing our live chat at the Knysna Yacht Club.
Check. There you go.
And so things are kind of getting a little bit serious. The other two yacht clubs have been kind of like outside, just a pretty relaxed event, but this one is the real deal. We've got microphones, we've got chairs set up.
Got collared shirts.
And we've sold out, so it's going to be a packed house here tonight.
Have a look at the setup.
What do you reckon?
I'm going to sit down the back and see what the views are.
So our journey began not in a sailboat, it actually started in a bus.
We're cruising offshore, loving it, 50 miles down in that afternoon, we're flying, thinking this is great sailing. The boat handled it really well, and once we knew that the boat could handle that and we could handle it, it was actually really cool. We arrived in Korokna, it was a stunning evening, we'd motored down from Thailand, we picked up the mooring.
It was glassy, there was not a breath of wind, and it was a beautiful sunset. Nothing on the forecast.
Still did the old back up on it, reversed on it, didn't break it, like yeah, we're all good, happy days, went to bed. And that night we had one of those big old squalls, one of those big little 50-knot squalls that just sort of happened for 20 minutes. And because all the moorings were positioned right around the edge of the fringing reef.
Like right on the reef.
You pretty much had like 5-10 metres between the stern of the boat and where the reef sort of started. And we had a squall at 1 a.m. And we woke up to all the anchor alarms screaming at us and the crunch of the keel on top of the reef. We're probably getting the world record for the slowest circumnavigation though. That's pretty much aiming for. Alright, yeah, we'll wrap it up. Thank you everyone for coming and listening to us waffle on. It's been really cool to meet everyone, and be sure to come up and meet you, come say hi.
What a very rewarding feeling it was for so many people in Knysna to come down to the yacht club to meet us and hear us talk. We forget that people watch our channel and enjoy our videos, and to then hold a talk and be received so positively was such a nice feeling. We love making videos and sharing our journey online. It has opened up a world that we never thought possible, and to meet like-minded people that genuinely wish the best for us and enjoy our journey, it makes what we do all worth it. Thanks very much, Knysna. What did you do? Wow, that's amazing. Did you get a sticker? What did you get?
The walrus sticker.
Wow.
Ryan walrus. We said that last time.
Well done, you deserve that.
Jenny!
Ta-da!
Nice.
You
Nice
got a
job.
walrus sticker.
Chuck it at me.
The South African coastline has so many tucked away corners and beautiful beaches to explore. Just a short drive out from Knysna, there is a small town called Buffalo Bay. One side of the headland is known as the wild side, as it is exposed to the big groundswell that can pound this coastline. But on the other side in Buffalo Bay, there is a stunning beach with little waves perfect for Tallulah and obviously her parents too.
Molly, you see the big doggy over there? You gonna go have a swim? Hey, you see the big doggy having a swim? Whoa! Did you catch a big wave? Wow! Amazing! Nice work, Lola! You had fun out there?
She's up, she's up.
Woohoo!
Good job, Mum. How's your surf? You sick ones, didn't you? You got a big one at the end. Oh, summer in Knysna, you are not disappointing, eh? What a day. Perfect day to go for a paddleboard.
The Knysna Lagoon is such a beautiful patch of flat, calm water most mornings, and even though the water is cold, it's the perfect place to explore on the paddleboard as some areas are very shallow. As the board is inflatable, it's lighter and easier to handle than my previous fiberglass board, making the usually challenging task of going paddleboarding not so strenuous. The Zipperboard SUP feels super sturdy under my feet and will make for a great second tender when we reach the tropics once again, and I'm happy to jump in the water. For now, it's cruising and exploring on top of the water. If you're interested and would like to get yourself an electric paddleboard by Zipperboards, check out their website. There's a link in the description below.
Yeah, cool coloring.
Am I the luckiest man in the world? I think so. Mwah. Today is Valentine's Day and my Valentine Bonita is making all my dreams come true. There's a big swell that's hitting Jeffreys Bay this afternoon, which is a 2-hour drive away, and we're driving to go score it. I've wanted to surf jbay since I was like a little kid, and I've watched this wave forever. One of the reasons why we've been here in Knysna for 5 weeks is waiting on these swells like this to go to jbay. And this is the second swell that has hit jbay. The first one I just sort of watched and monitored, missed. First time we went there it wasn't quite as big, so this is our third attempt, but I think we are on today. On.
There's heaps of these deep gorges that we go over on our way to Jeffreys Bay. This time we've decided to stop. Oh my god, I was so high up. Oh man, so pretty. You can actually go kayaking through one of these gorges. That's what I want to do. You're just going to surf jbay. I'm going to kayak in between one of these gorges. It's going to be epic. We're at the next gorge. I think this is the one that you kayak underneath, and there's a bit more water through here. And it's actually got the tallest bungee jump in the world. Where do they bungee jump from?
The bridge underneath us.
Oh, I think they're bungee jumping underneath us. No way. Maybe on the other side? No way. There's someone hanging down there. Yeah, they bungee jump from that side. There's someone hanging down there, but I don't have time to sit there and wait for someone to jump. I'm thinking maybe this isn't the one that they kayak through because there's not heaps of water. Anyway, there's lots of these beautiful gorges.
So high.
Yeah, we're so high, hey, like when the cars drove past I had to kind of hang onto the rail. I felt like I was gonna fall off. I ain't doing no bungee jumping.
My shoulders can't handle that sort of operation. I did the second biggest bungee, which is in Queenstown, New Zealand, and my shoulder dislocated and I couldn't pull the thing and I just dangling upside down.
Then you're meant to like flip upright and then they pull you back up again, and Josh had to get pulled up upside down like that. And
with
so
a full tomato head in front of all the boys.
all of his mates were like laughing.
My shoulders can't handle that. Well, so my shoulders have got a lot stronger over the years. I don't really want to put it to the test.
Yeah, especially since you want to surf.
I want to surf. Surfing's more important.
And I'm not doing it, so yeah.
You throw it to leather over.
Skydiving and bungee jumping do not appeal to me at all. Whoa, look
That
at
is
him.
gnarly.
Look how big they are. Whoa.
Baboons are the most intimidating animal ever. They're just like the teeth on them and the way they stare at you and just staunchly walk, like they're big.
I'm
and
the king of the
scary.
jungle.
Oh.
I fed Marley the gravy left over last night from dinner.
Oh.
And he's been dropping bombs all day in the car.
Good one. Mom. Stinks. Marley.
Marley. Marley. We've arrived into jbay, but no surfing's going to happen yet because we've actually got a meeting today as well. So we did some research. They have rooms here that you can rent out. So
The green room?
Yeah, it's called the green room.
Before the green room.
It's dog friendly as well. So Josh and Marley are going to head up, have the meeting.
We got official business, me and the
Tallulah
dog.
and I are going to have a look at the shops and then we'll meet back here.
Official business in the shops.
Yeah. And then go surfing.
There you go. There's your money, mate.
What waddy are you rocking?
This wetsuit
Bonita bought me for my 30th birthday when we lived in the bus. Shit, that says how old I am. Cut! Can't believe I'm about to surf jbay. Kidding me? Good size, like 4 foot I suppose. Wind's a little bit south, so it's a little bit cross shore. I'm guessing that's a big bunch of core local old salties, but I'll just sit at the back of them and pick them off.
Get some. Good luck, Yash.
Time, wasn't it? It's hard to get away from most of those people. Super tubes, got super tubes and super tubes.
Nice.
Sick.
Oh wee, what a morning here, back here on the boat in Knysna. So it's the morning after surfing supers at jbay, living out my absolute dream surfing jbay. It's a place that I've looked at for so many years, so to actually go there and see it firing and actually get to surf it was so good. Spent 4 hours in the water. I haven't done that since I was a kid. Very lucky, you know, as a family, travelling around. My surfing time's usually limited to 1 or 2 hours, but just because we've been chasing super tubes and Bonita really wanted to let me live out my dreams, I suppose, and managed to surf for 4 hours in just pumping jbay. So really wanted to spend the night there last night, but we couldn't find any accommodation. Everywhere was booked out. Jeffreys Bay, St. Francis, everywhere. You know, I looked on the webcam this morning and it's firing again with half the lineup. All the locals get a bit grumpy in Jeffreys. There's that main pack of people, and I think, jbay hadn't seen a swell like that for quite some time, so all those old boys, everyone, all the local lads are all pretty hungry. A lot of barking going on. There was all yelling and screaming and all sorts of debacling up the very top, so I just sat on the inside of them and just picked a few off, you know. That's really endurance. That's why I stayed out there for 4 hours, because just waiting for all those old boys to go in, really. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun, man. It was difficult, you know, just because it's such a big lineup and it's first time surfing it, but man, I feel very privileged. I drove back here last night. I got out of the water about 7 p.m. and then we pretty much got in the car, grabbed a feed and drove back here, so we didn't get back here till 10:30ish sort of stuff, so pretty big day. But here we are back in Knysna. I guess it's time to start getting the boat ready. Lots of things to organise, lots of things to fix, and we'll just start going through the motions, really. But very stoked. Super happy with the family. Love sitting on the beach. Well, it got pretty cold at the end. Tallulah had fun. I think Bonita got pretty over it by the end, but you know, when she's waiting on me for 4 hours, can't blame her. Jeffreys Bay, amazing place. You have fun on the beach, buddy. As you were, mate. Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you are enjoying our videos from here in South Africa. Please subscribe to the channel, and even better, join the list of frothers on screen by becoming a patron. Thanks everyone, see you in the next one.